Beijing this weekend has been all about skating. The ISU Figure Skating Grand Prix final is going on in the city. But as far as we're concerned, our attention is on the Capitol Indoor Stadium for the second and final day of the ISU Short Track Speed Skating World Cup. After today, we will be at the halfway point in the race for the Crystal Globes, and the best of the best have been on their game at the site of the 2022 Winter Olympics. There have been twists and turns aplenty, and we can expect that to continue. Day 2 from Beijing coming up. Hi everybody, Gavin Day back on the call for the final morning of competition in the repêchage session at the ISU World Cup Short Track in Beijing. You see the schedule. We have the repêchages in the 1,000 and 500 meter number 2. And then later on this afternoon, you will be then getting into the medal races. Plenty of activity, plenty of action last night with China picking up 5 medals. Netherlands followed with 3. Korea, Canada, USA all had 2, and France had 1. Now all of these skaters, they're in these repêchages from their qualifying finish on Friday. And we will get started with the men's 1,000 meters. And there will be 5 heats in all. Only the winners will advance for sure, and then up to the, it says up to the 5 fastest second place skaters. And so if you see 5 heats, you automatically think that all of the second place finishers will move on to the repêchage semifinal. Not so. Of course, if there are racers advanced due to collisions and incidents, they then take the place of some of those second place skaters. So just because you finish second doesn't necessarily mean you're moving on. If there are races without incident, then yes, all of the second place skaters move on. Pretty packed house in the building last night. Treated to plenty of drama. You look at Jordan Pierre-Gilles winning gold in the men's 500 meters. He was sitting in third until the 2 Chinese skaters took each other out. And we're just going to be getting right into it as the skaters are on the ice. They'll do a quick little spin around to the start line. And a lot of youngsters in this race. Theo Collins, the 20-year-old from Great Britain. Tobias Wolf, the 19-year-old from Austria. Paweł Adamski of Poland is the elder statesman in this heat. He is 24 years old. And then Enzo Proest of the Netherlands is 21. These 1,000 meters, just to get back into the quarterfinals for these afternoon sessions. Those coming through the repêchages will have to do 2 races this morning, and so if you do get through, your odds are pretty long against those well-rested skaters, but it goes without saying, recovery will be important. And in the 1,000, it's that interesting mix. Not the full-on sprint of the 500, but not the tactical, thought-out processes of the 1,500. And so you'll see that mix of those who have the knockdown, drag-out sprint power, bringing a surge to the line. Already a bump early on with 7 laps to go between Wolf and Collins. But also you see those 1,500-meter guys who have a bit more endurance in the legs. It's Adamski on the front right now. His best result in a World Cup is a 23rd place last season in Almaty in Kazakhstan. Adamski, part of the Polish bronze medal winning European Championship team, men's relay. A lot of these guys still trying to make the breakthrough in their careers. Already coming up to 2 laps to go. The tempo ratchets up now, and Wolf, 3 skaters going into each other there. And Adamski is knocked off course. Collins to the bell. Wolf and Proust 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. You see the yellow card in the corner. That will be reviewed, that incident. And it will be, at the moment, another collision. And it's Theo Collins in first. And I think a whole lot could change out of this race. As Wolf and Proust go into each other. The first incident under review. Collins and Wolf making the move. We have Wolf being investigated for potentially a bump there. And at the moment, Theo Collins, the unofficial winner. And then Wolf goes down, Proust right behind him. Proust did have an arm out. So we'll see what comes of that. They've already announced the second heat. And it was Proust getting second in the end. Second heat is on the ice. Takumi Wada of Japan, Clemens Frapper of Germany, Wesley Park of the United States, and Junpeng Su of Chinese Taipei. Keeping one eye on the scoreboard just to see if his name might come up. Here's his move. Got the ball rolling, and then Wolf comes in there. And then that sets Pavelski off. So stand by. We'll see what they decide. I don't think this will be an easy one. Supplementary discipline as well. There is the occasional yellow card handed out. Now that sort of can carry over between other events. The penalization just kind of affects that day, that distance. And so if you do pick up a couple of yellow cards, there is some supplementary discipline. I don't think we've seen any this weekend. The incident at the end. I'm not sure if Proust was reaching out, if he made any contact at all. I think look at his blades were very close to Tobias Wolf there. Everyone got away from that okay. Always the danger of this sport. Those giant blades on their feet. Nice venue. The Capitol Indoor Stadium also hosted sports when Beijing hosted the Summer Games in 2008. It hosted volleyball. And it hosted table tennis between the U.S. and China back during a couple decades ago, and it was sort of the basis for ping pong diplomacy, they called it. It's always nice when you put venues to use through the years. Let's see, we might get some results up here. Adamski qualifies as the winner. Proust has a second time, and it is Collins penalized. Failing to give way is the ruling. Let's see what happens here. And both there coming across, and I guess they say Collins didn't give way. All right then. Already stuff to sort through in Heat 1. I've gone through the start list. There it is for Heat 2. You had a look at Wesley Park there, the United States, the 20-year-old. His best result individually, he's had some relay success, but his best individual result was a 26th place in a 1,000 meter in Dresden in Germany last season. We've also seen Clemens proper in the 1500 in this weekend. He was 37th there. Germany yet to register a medal this season on the World Cup, same with Chinese Taipei. Right now it's Wada at the front, Park second, Su third, and Proper in fourth. Now 4 laps to go, over the halfway mark. Business might start to pick up now. Park getting right up on Wada, sizing things up, but also Proper right there into third. And Park takes a look, going around the outside, not going to make that one stick. Now he's trying to go again. Not quite around yet at the bell. It's Wada and Park 1-2 right now. Third time's the charm for Park as he goes around and takes the lead and has a bit of a gap, and in the end he'll be able to stand up and coast over the line there. Wada second, Proper third, and Su in fourth. So the young American trying his luck a few times to get through, and finally does right in the nick of time at the end of the race. Here's the move right at the very end, just after they got the bell. Who took up skating essentially because his elder siblings did, and his parents said, you do it too. And it's one more race from a quarterfinal. And results: Park, Wada, Proper, and Su. Thirty has 5 skaters. You see it there: Robin Bendig of Germany, Adrian de Wagdura of Belgium, Lin Chunxie of Chinese Taipei, Joshua Ka of New Zealand, and Shuta Matsuzu of Japan. Go to the start. Ready. And off the line quickly, the 24-year-old Lin Chunxie. He also has competed in roller speed skating. His best result on a World Cup is a 25th in the 1,000 last season. And it's Natsuzu, the 24-year-old, on the front. Rising Sun Kit easily to spot. Bendig sitting in second. One of the number of athletes who they're listed as armed forces athletes, and so I guess it allows them an opportunity, this special dispensation, to work, complete armed forces while competing internationally. Adrian Dewagdura is another one there in second at the moment. Still Matsuzu on the front. Really a battle of four right now. Joshua Ka at the back, the Aussie-born New Zealand skater. His father competed in speed skating in 3 Olympics for Australia. But he's sitting at the back right now. We're watching Matsuzu on the front. Dewagdura, everybody sizing up a move around the final turn. And it is Matsuzu, Dewagdura, Bendig, 1, 2, and 3. In the end, the old reliable tactic of get to the front and force everyone else to try to make their way around. Shuta Matsuzu looks like he'll be moving on to the repêchage semifinal. We'll see that in just a little bit. The way it runs today, the repêchage quarterfinals for the men's 1,000 and 500. And then the women are already at the repêchage semifinal stage, and so we'll jump right into that. Confirmation, Matsuzu 1, Dewagdura 2, and so far I don't think anybody has been advanced, so all the second places are moving on. Fourth heat, there's the start list. Ward Petre of Belgium, Lucas Wareham of Australia, Nathan Thomas of Poland, and Chonlachart Taprom of Thailand. Switching things up so that the ice doesn't really get chewed up when it comes to the start lines. They choose that different start line, they sort of move it all over the place. And it's Nathan Thomas, the Canadian-born skater from Poland. He made the switch over in 2002 thanks to his mom. There's a little bump in the back. He stays on his feet, though. Petre from Sint-Truiden, Belgium, which is east of Brussels. And it is always nice to see skaters from nations you wouldn't really consider as winter sports hubs. Taprom from Thailand, 16 years old. And as winter sports go, you'd have to think short track is one that's pretty straightforward. You just need an ice rink, and with, of course, indoor technology, you can put them anywhere. Petre on the front. The elder statesman in this race, 26 years old. Thomas following him. He's just 21. Thomas wanted to get into the sport after watching the 2010 Olympics, which were, of course, Vancouver. There is the bell. Petre still in front. Thomas, and then some room before Taprom and Wareham. Looks like it's going to be pretty straightforward for Petre. And he wins it, and Thomas. We'll have to look at the time on that one. Although I still think everybody should be moving through. There's that little bump early on. It didn't merit a review. Everybody just kept on going, and it didn't affect the outcome of the race. And that's the decisive moment for Petre. We've seen him in relays this weekend as well. Of course, the Belgians, the team of the Dismets, Hannah and Stan, who are really the standard bearers for the program, trying to build it up. A lot of skaters in Europe tend to train in Heerenveen, in the Netherlands, even in short track. Petre and Thomas, 1-2. Confirmation of the results. Coming up to the fifth and final heat. And Jungsun Wu, Marcus Howard, two skaters from Bulgaria, Ivan Donchev and Asim Gudov, and Peter Riches. Look at Jung there, 21 years old. All of his individual World Cup medals come in the 500. And it's as they were on the line, position 1 through 5. Jung, if it's anywhere close late in the race, I expect him to just put on the shift. Howard, World Junior silver medalist in the 500 meters last season, 5th in the 1,000. As the USA men's program trying to build some momentum here. We see the women, the strength with the likes of Kristen Santos Griswold, Corinne Stoddard. The men obviously trying to get up to that level. Two Bulgarian skaters. That national program coached by the great Evgenia Radonova. Jenny Radonova, 3 Olympic medals for Bulgaria. And Donchev, just a couple of days ago, celebrated his 18th birthday while in Beijing. And Donchev sitting in third right now. Zheng and Howard, 1 and 2. Which is the 22-year-old Brit making a move up to third as Donchev sort of loses control a little bit. At the bell, it's Zheng, it's Howard, and it's Riches trying to make some late moves. But I don't think he's going to have the room. It's Zheng. Well, what do I say? Riches does make it at the end. Howard slips to third from the looks of things. Never signed things off. The race isn't over until they cross that line. Nice move by Riches, who has competed in both short and the traditional longer track, 400-meter track version of speed skating. So, excuse me, Mr. Riches, for signing you off a little too early. Goes way out wide onto the corner. That set himself up to make a dive up the inside and then the reach at the line. And yeah, I think he saved second place. Kudos to him.
In this pair, Jungsun Wu from Republic of Korea and Peter Riches from Repechage are qualified for next round.
You heard the announcer confirmation. So we'll see some of those men coming back later on. Both Riches and Zheng qualifying. Marcus Howard will review that one and try to see where he went wrong around the final turn. And the men's 500-meter repêchage quarterfinal. Another one with 5 heats. And it's another similar situation where the heat winners all go through and up to 5 second place ones. But of course, if there are advancements, that impacts who moves on from second place. And you're looking at the current Crystal Globe leader, Kim Gun-woo. What are you doing in the repêchage? How often does that happen where the Crystal Globe leader is in a repêchage? Of course, we saw him winning the 1500 yesterday, well out in front right now. Also in this race, Trip-Hop Thongnam of Thailand, Lucas McDonald of New Zealand, Liam O'Brien of Ireland, and Chung Yu Chuan of Taipei. And Kim, he has World Cup medals in the 1500 and 1000 this season. Trying to just get out of the repêchage, stay out of trouble in the 500 meters. He was quick off the line. He's quick continuing. And it is going to be Kim first. And it looks like Thongam of Thailand in second. Ahead of Lucas McDonald. There is a yellow card there in the corner for a review. Possible that's what it was for. William O'Brien, the Australian-born Irish skater who lives in Korea. I don't think that will affect the outcome of the front two. Job done with as minimal drama as possible. There we have it. Kim and Thongam, 1 and 2. And we will see them in just a little bit. Third heat. Second heat, pardon me, getting ahead of myself. Maxim Maximov of Bulgaria, Davide Os of Italy, Jonas Hammermüller of Germany, and Mateusz Mikolayuk of Poland. Look at Maximov, 17 years old. Another one of the skaters learning under Jenny Radnova in Bulgaria. Us in the Azuri blue there. 21 years old. Everybody gets through the corner. That one's not brought back. And it is Maximov in the lead at the moment. He's a little unsure of his footing there. And Mikolayuk goes down. It is Davide Os leading the way. 3 laps to go. Maximov and Hammermüller trying to keep up, trying to close up. But Os just shifting to another gear, wanting to keep them as far behind them for as long as possible at the bell. The further you are from danger, the further you are from harm. And Davide Os comfortably over Maximov. Looks like he will provisionally finish second. There is going to be a review for that incident earlier in the race. We'll see what comes of it. And so just to get into the quarterfinals this evening or in the afternoon session, skaters would have one more repechage semifinal to go. They're not sort of total exertions like a 1500 where you had repechages to worry about. And there is Mikolayuk going down. Some of the volunteers there having to get out of the way. It's just a tangle of skates. Let's see what the ruling is there. Davide Chemper looking comfortably through. We'll get the results up. I don't think there was anyone penalized. That is the case. Maximov over in second. Third heat now. Has 5 skaters. Turkey's Furkan Akar. Italy's Lorenzo Previtali. Dan Iwasa of Japan. Sébastien Lepape of France. And Tsai Chia Wei of Chinese Taipei. Lepape, the Frenchman, pretty far and away the oldest man in the race, 32 years of old, from Montvilliers in France. It's in Normandy, up north. The dash to the corner, ever important, and it's a car. One of 2 flag bearers for Turkey at the opening ceremonies at the 2022 Olympics, held right there in Beijing. And so he aims, after his coaching career, his skating career, he wants to get into coaching himself. So a guy we could be seeing around the rink for many years to come. Lepape making the move up into third. Iwasa we see a lot in relays. At the bell already, it's a car. Previtali, Lepap trying to close up to make a late move. I'm not sure Iwasa's going to be in it. A car over the line first, and a long stretch from Lepap. Long legs, but I think Previtali took it. For kind of car, the 21-year-old. Very smooth race for him. You see the importance of getting into the corner first off the gun. We'll see a photo, I'd imagine, Lepap with a long reach. We saw Frenchman Quentin Fercoq get a second 500-meter World Cup medal yesterday. Prior to that, no French individual World Cup medals since 2020. Car, all business. He knows one more race just to get into the quarterfinal tonight. Heat 4, another one with 5 skaters. Kazuki Yoshinaga, Ren Ziwei, Wara Van Dam, Reno Van Horen, Yanghun Ben Jung of Germany. And look out, there is Yoshinaga. But look at that man right there. Only the 1,000-meter gold medalist from the last Olympic Games. Belgian skaters, 20 and 27-year-old. Van Dam is 20, Van Horen at 27. They'll be lining up right next to each other. And Jung, Korean-born skater, he and his sister moved to Germany and had to acclimate when their father got a job, or his German engineering firm moved him over to Germany. And a lot of adapting. They had to learn the language as well as how to live, everything there. And it is Ren off the line first, the 26-year-old. Adopting the tactic of get me out of here, just get me into the semifinals. And Yoshinaga, who does have a bronze last season from Dresden. One individual gold medal in his career in the World Cup, coming in Calgary in the 1500 back in the 2018-19 season. And it is Ren Ziwei out in front. Yoshinaga trying to make a move into the lead. Jung not going to have the room to close it up, and in the end, Yoshinaga takes it. Ren in second. Big crowds will be filing in for the afternoon session when the medals are handed out, but those in there for the morning are making their presence felt for the home country skaters. So as you always want to do in the 500 meters, get to that corner first, get the inside line, let everybody else battle for just to catch up to you. But then Yoshinaga, kudos to him. Never say die. And he wins that heat. If you needed confirmation and didn't believe me, there is the photo. One more heat to go. We'll get the confirmation of the results first. Japan, China, Germany, 1, 2, 3, and then the two Belgian skaters, 4th and 5th. Fifth and final heat, Andrew Hyo, the 22-year-old American. Radek Fajkus, the 22-year-old Czech skater from Prague. Shomu Sasaki of Japan. Jonathan Moody of Great Britain, and Munk Erdenbileg of Mongolia. The dash to the corner. Hyo uses position 1 to his advantage, 7th in the 1,000 meters here in Beijing in 2022, but dealt with a concussion last year. The Philadelphia-born Hyo. Korean actually his first language at home, as his parents both immigrated from Korea. And it is Fashkus. Also has competed in roller inline already at the bell. Hyo still in front. Fashkus following. Sasaki trying to close up. Sasaki trying to make a move into second. There is a bump. And it's Hyo staying out of trouble. Fashkus second in the end. Sasaki third. And so there will be a video review. But if it was to look at Sasaki trying to barge his way up the inside, it all sort of worked itself out in the end with Fashkus crossing in second. There is that move late. Sasaki went in, but in the end was pushed out wide, and Fashkus took full advantage with Moody just back there in 4th place. Sasaki almost going down even before the move, and that just sapped all his speed.
In this American is qualified for next round.
And they've made the call there for Hyo moving on. And there are the results. Hyo and Fashkus moving through. And we will see them in just a little bit in the 500-meter repêchage semifinal. Next event still to come. We'll see in about 20 minutes, and it will be the women's 1,000-meter and 500-meter repêchage. And it's in about 20 minutes. Talk to you in just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, next, women 1,000 meters repechage semifinals is coming up at 11:53.
女士们、先生们，场上即将进行的是女子1000米复活赛半决赛。
丽华快餐，新鲜、健康、安全、美味。丽华快餐25年只做一盒饭。你的中医人生，由中医来守护。怡宝为70余支国家运动队提供安全纯净的饮用水服务，更陪伴生活每刻。怡宝，中国国家队官方饮用水。
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up 1,000-meter women repechage semifinals. Please stay tuned.
女士们、先生们，女子1000米项目复活赛半决赛即将开始，敬请期待。
The lights are back up at the Capitol Indoor Stadium in Beijing. Competition about ready to resume, and we will first see the women's 1,000-meter repechage semifinal. 2 heats in all. The first placed skater from each heat moves on to the quarterfinals. That will be in the afternoon session. So a little bit of an exertion now and a chance to recover and rest, but still extra bit of effort compared to those already qualified for the quarterfinals.
女士们、先生们，下面即将进行的是女子1000米复活赛半决赛。
Skaters already out on the ice. Malika Yermak of Kazakhstan, Lisa Eckstein of Germany, Gabriela Topolska of Poland, Medina Zanbusanova of Kazakhstan, and Gwendolyn Daudet of France. There is a look at the starting lineup. Or the start list, pardon me. Daudet from Nogent-sur-Marne, just outside of Paris, a city we're all going to be getting to know very well at the next Summer Games. 2 skaters from Kazakhstan, 1 from Poland, and 1 from Germany. Eckstein, 22 years old, from Dresden. 2 career top 20 performances in individual events for her. Gabriela Topolska, another one of those armed forces athletes. She's just 22 years old. A lot of these younger skaters trying to make their breakthrough. It's Topolska in front right now. 6 laps to go. No second places, no second chances, just win the race, and you are moving on to this afternoon's action. It's Topolska, Yermak, Daudet, Eckstein, and Zanbusanova right now, but it's Yermak making the move up the inside. And she makes that one stick, and it is Daudet member of the French European Championship relay team in 2021. Flipping back to third. Yermak still in front. Down to 2 laps to go. The skater from Kazakhstan. Here comes Topolska trying to make a move up the inside. Pulled back a little bit, but that is allowing Yermak to get a little bit of breathing room as they reach the bell. But here comes Dode trying to move up the inside. Yermak, Dode breathing down her neck. Dode is going to try to get it at the line, but it's not going to happen. Yermak takes it. Unofficially the winner. And I do not see any yellow cards, any video reviews coming up, so unofficial should become official pretty quickly here. It was Topolska out front early, but Yermak made the move and then held off several attempts to get around her. Look how close they are, literally hand on the thigh. And then Dode tried her luck and was not able to make a move stick. And that is semifinal repechage, semifinal number 1. Good fist pump from her. Confirmation just said over the PA system in the arena. Yermak, we'll see later on, trying to get a spot in the quarterfinal. Heat number 2 as Gloria Iorati of Italy, 2 Dutch skaters, Yara van Kerkhoff, Dita van Oerschaat, Petra Vankova of the Czech Republic, and Olga Tikhanova, a name we were calling a lot yesterday. Both mixed relay action and in the women's relay. Van Kerkhoff, the Dutch veteran, was 5th in the 500 meters number 1 yesterday. And Kerkhoff, interesting to have an Olympic medal in the 500 meters from the 2018 Olympics in Pyeongchang, but has never won an individual World Cup medal of any distance. Van Oerschaat turns 20 tomorrow, December 11th. Of course, in some parts of the world, it is still December 9th, so her birthday is December 11th, where she turns 20. Right now, though, Gloria Iorati, the 23-year-old, in front. And now it is Van Oerschaat moving to the front. Same situation here. Win your heat and you go through. Anything other than that, and you are done. It's Van Oerschaat, Iorati, Van Kerkhoff right now. And Iorati trying to get up back to the front, deciding better of it. And now Van Kerkhoff taking a look around the outside. 3 laps to go. They're queuing up now to make a move on Dita van Oerschaat. Van Kerkhoff not finding an opening. Van Oerschaat showing great poise, keeping them behind her. 1 lap left. Now Van Kerkhoff tries to make it stick. She gets up in the second. Now making a move up the inside. The 2 Dutch skaters shoulder to shoulder. Down they both go. And it's Iorati who goes through. And lost in all that, Tikhanova going down again. And Van Oerschaat led for so long, and it was her teammate going shoulder to shoulder. I wonder what that discussion's like. Here is a look at the move. Van Kerkhoff on the inside goes down. Dita van Oerschaat goes with her. We'll see what what kind of discussion this is. Here's another look at the angle. Maybe Van Aerschot changed from outer to inner. I'm not sure. I'll let the experts and officials make the call on this one. Fortunate that it's not my job. Tikhonova going down at the line too. All smiles though from Iarati. This one is taking quite some time. Always interesting when it's two teammates going elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder like that. We saw that with the two Chinese skaters yesterday in the men's 500-meter final. Might make for a bit of an awkward team debrief post-race. Kirchhoff, all of her World Cup medals have come in relays. There it is, Yara Van Kerkhoff getting advanced. Gloria Iarati also qualifying. So maybe I did spot something when I saw Dita Van Aerschot maybe crossing from outer to inner. We'll see what the official ruling is here. There it is, lane change from outside to in. Kerkhoff had nowhere to go. So now the men are back out for their repêchage semifinals. Same as the women. 2 races. First place advances. Heat 1. Shuta Matsuzu of Japan, Adrian Dewagdura of Belgium, Jang-Sun Woo of Korea, Peter Riches of Great Britain, and Wesley Park of the United States. Everyone safely through on this one. Is Dewagdura in front, Matsuzu second, Park in third. 1 spot in the quarterfinals on the line. Dewagdura, the 22-year-old. A very young field. And there is the 2 moves from Park now, sitting on the front, 20 years old. We've seen that tactic work quite often. Get to the front and let the action unfold behind you and just skate your own race. But now Matsuzu trying to go all the way around, a burst of pace from him. And he makes that move stick. Matsuzu, Park, Dewagdura at 1, 2, 3 right now, but Jang-Sun Woo. There's, action all over the ice. And Jung just let the action unfold in front of him. And they're whistling this one down. And there's a worrying sign to be sure. A rip in the skin suit. We just hope that that's all that's been cut. I'm not seeing anything drip out, fortunately, from Matsuzu. See if he might actually change his skid suit completely. And here's the first incident here. All 3 of them Park, Dewagdura, and Matsuzu all going down, and that collision is the worrying one. Dewagdura not able to do much, and his blades are up there. Oof. Dewagdura protecting his head. Of course, that then leaves your hands vulnerable and arms. I was just mentioning. When that happened, that Jung Sun Woo was biding his time. Three guys going into a corner. In close quarters like that, that seldomly has a happy ending. Everybody seems to be okay, at least. And now we await whatever ruling comes out of that. Wesley Park keeping the legs fresh a little bit. Looks like he's okay. And this is where you get a little worried. Fortunately, Matsuzu's skate blades went right over Dewagdura. And he tried to get up and get back into the race, and I think that's when they sort of went, okay, let's break this back. Good sportsmanship from those two, Dewagdura and Matsuzu. He has been penalized for that incident. I think he knew right away. He was quickly off the ice. They say he was at fault for going into that corner. And so we'll retake the race here. And it looks like Matsuzu's not going to be out either. And so it's down to 3 for a spot in the quarterfinal. And Riches had a last gasp effort just to get into this race. Reaching at the line to outstretch Marcus Howard. Park's teammate with the United States. So now he has a 1 in 3 chance of getting into the quarterfinal. Jung's prowess individually is more in the 500 meters, so if it comes down to a late sprint, you might bet the farm on that man, the young 21-year-old. But as always in short track, there's always the asterisk, and the footnote says anything can happen. Riches in front at the moment. 5 laps to go. The pedal is not really hitting the metal just yet, but now it comes Park. Park taking a pull at the front, upping the tempo. Others are chasing. Riches trying to keep touch. Jung has to work to get around 2 skaters to get that first position. And time is quickly running out. They are bunched up. Now down goes Riches, down goes Jang. And it's Wesley Park on his own. And they're going to bring this one back as well. Is there going to be anybody left to race if they do this a third time? That one looked more incidental. I think the U.S. coaches might be saying, hey, we just wanted that one to keep going. It was a nice move by Park to get out in front and open up a bit of a gap to keep the danger behind him. And now we'll see 2 incidents that were reviewed. So it was just getting bunched up. It was just getting good. And I think Riches just sort of went down on his own. Jung caught up behind him, and as always, you look where the blades go. Yeah, I think Riches just went down on his own, and Jung the unfortunate victim in all that, or a racing incident than anything else. Watch where the blades go. Everybody keeping theirs away from other skaters. And whenever you see these incidents, often the blades get changed out. I think that meant for him he's doing okay. Quick V for victory. And Zhang also getting blades changed. So a bit of a delay here. And all the while, Wesley Park going, what do I have to do? Been in good positions twice. And he's 20. He's got those young legs. He'll stay fresh. The other two skaters get the work done to get their boots and skates back up to racing shape. And they're called back out. Maybe the third time will be the charm. Ovation from the crowd in Beijing. How will this one unfold? This time, almost to start like a 1,500-meter race. Quick shake of the legs there from Park as Jung leads the way. And a reminder, these guys are just trying to get into the medal races later on this afternoon as part of the evening session, the afternoon session. I'm not sure how this would help them in any way to try to get fresh once again for bigger races to come. Zhang still in front. Riches, Park right now. Nobody really making the move. We've seen Park really light the first match in the previous attempts. We'll see if he tries it again. Riches taking little speculative looks, trying to find where the openings are. And Park now with some work to do. 3 laps to go. Now everything ramps up. It's Zhang in front this time. Not having to chase at all. Not going to get caught up behind anything in front of him. It's Zhang. It's Riches. It's Park. There is the bell. It is still Zhang and Riches. Park might just see the lights go out. Not sure what he has left in the tank after the previous efforts. And in the end, Zhang, Riches, and Park. 1, 2, and 3. Little change throughout the entire race. And it looks like Jung Sun Woo has punched his ticket to the quarterfinal. In the end, very little maneuver. I don't think anybody really took a serious look at even making it past the entire race. Wonder mentally how seeing several crashes, several times brought back, played into this race unfolding. In the end, doesn't look look like anything's getting reviewed, and Jung Sun Woo off the ice into the quarters. And in the second heat, 5 skaters are scheduled to be on the start line. As we just seen, 5 doesn't always stay that way. The 5 taking part: Ward Petre of Belgium, Nathan Thomas of Poland, Takumi Wada of Japan, Pavel Adamski of Poland, and Enzo Proust of Belgium. And you see there, De Wachter was given a yellow card. And they actually did advance. Shuta Matsuzu, I believe. Yellow card for dangerous behavior. That was the first time it was all brought back. And there's the start list. 2 more Belgian skaters here. Trying to get one of them into the quarterfinal. Ward Petre, the 26-year-old, we saw him essentially lead wire to wire in his quarterfinal. Already shoulder to shoulder, bumping his way through. That was with Pavel Adamski. These guys maybe going to be like this the whole race. It is 2 skaters from Poland, 2 from Belgium, 1 from Japan. Now here comes Nathan Thomas, the Canadian. They're trying to flank Adamski on the outside. It's Thomas able to make that move stick. No, he isn't. 3 skaters down. And once again, everybody brought back. Originally thought worrying signs from Petre, but he's up on his hands and knees. Might have just been caught there in the mats. And there's Adamski. Looking like he's already getting his boots replaced. And our officials once again heading back to the video board. He is definitely shaken up a little bit. Here's the incident. All 5 really going into the corner. And when that many bodies go into that small a space, I said it earlier, the outcome is usually very good. And Petre was just kind of sandwiched in there between the boards and another skater, Adamski. Blade very close to a hand there. Enzo Proust nearly had blade going at his hand there. As always, everybody sits and waits for the ruling. Whatever decisions are made. Enzo Proust is penalized. And so it's been an interesting morning for the Belgian skaters. And this is where the ruling is for. Perhaps ill-advised to try to go around that many skaters in the tight confines. But look out, that blade almost getting his arm. Nathan Thomas there going down. See if everybody makes it back to the line now. It is just 3 skaters. Once again, the 2 from Poland. And so once again, we're down to 3. It is Paweł Adamski of Poland, Nathan Thomas of Poland, and Takumi Wada of Japan. Adamski, the 23rd place is his best ever individual World Cup result. Thomas, who's been in the Polish program since last year, 2022. From Canada, had a Polish mother. Made the choice and jumped programs. And now ramping things up quickly. Perhaps Adamski tried to catch them off guard. They were wise to it, but Wada up into second, Thomas third. Now another burst of pace. Adamski still in front. Wada trying to get to the front, round the corner. He is through, but that will be reviewed as well. Wada, Thomas 1 and 2 right now. Adamski now having to play catch up. And it's Nathan Thomas looking outside, trying to look inside. 2 laps to go. Wada, Thomas, Adamski. Who is going to move into the quarterfinals this afternoon? At the bell, Wada still holding off the hard-charging Nathan Thomas. He's still struggling to find an opening. Wada at the line is going to win the heat just barely, or will he? I think he still does. Wasn't prematurely calling that one. But we'll see what sort of review comes from that. That's the incident that is getting reviewed. Wada on Adamski. And the bump. Adamski forced out wide. Always interesting when you might see, did someone change their lane from outer to inner? Not giving way. There's a pretty good photo finish right there. Now we once again will play the waiting game. Either way, though, that wraps up the repechage of the 1,000 meters. We don't know the results, and it took a little longer than planned. And that's the incident there. Still getting a review. wonder again if there might have been an outer to inner lane change. Me too. I'll shrug my shoulders too until we see what the ruling is. And I think decisions have been made. Next weekend, the World Cup stop is in Korea, the host of the last World Championships and a hotbed of short track talent. And so really looking forward to that one, expecting it to be a really intense atmosphere. I think we're all still waiting. The Mukduk Ice Rink. That will be the last stop in Asia before the new year. We'll resume in February with the stops in Europe, in Germany, and in Poland. So it's one of those times where one doesn't envy the job of the officials as they have to decide what happened there. And here we are, Nathan Thomas qualifying. Pavel Adamski advancing, Ward Petre advancing from that first incident, and Takumi Wada is the one who gets penalized for that incident. And so, two skaters from Poland. And here is the change lane from outside to in. This was the first penalization. Right there. And that's what set off the dominoes of the first race, the first attempt at this race. And then on this one, inside skater failing to give way was the ruling. All right then. And that's the 1,000-meter repechage. And now we're going even quicker. The women's 500-meter repechage semifinals. 2 heats. You only can win to move on. Of course, advancements might be a whole other story. You saw the start list. Nikola Mazur of Poland, Aoi Watanabe of Japan, Alia Amirgaliev of Kazakhstan, Myungbi Jung of Germany, and Geratulia Batulga of Mongolia. Mazur out in front. Her best finish in a 500-meter last year was a 6th in Dresden, and so the 28-year-old veteran off at the gun, not wanting to leave anything to chance, and she's saying, I saw what happened in the 1,000. I'm not going to risk that here. There's a crash, and it's Jung from Germany going down. But Mazur's tactics of skating really fast ahead of everybody else seems to be paying off at the moment. The 28-year-old Nikola Mazur at the bell. There was no restarting this race. She is comfortably out in front. Alia Amirgaliev, the 25-year-old from Kazakhstan. Looks like she is in second. Aoi Watanabe, the 24-year-old from Tokyo, finishing in third. Batulga in fourth. And I think Jung just went down on her own. The fourth in the 500 at a World Junior Championships. Look back, how important in the 500. We will put this on repeat. Get to the corner first. Whatever the cost within the rules, of course. And here's the incident. And a little clip of the skate blades right there. Right tip the back of one skate, the front of the other skate blade, and Amir Galieva stayed up. Jung was not able to, but it was well behind Nicolas Mazur, who, wire to wire, takes the repechage semifinal number 1. You can likely count on her seeing her this afternoon. There are the results, and that is the case. No penalized, no one advancing, just Nicolas Mazur of Poland winning the race. Second heat, Yana Khan of Kazakhstan, Thanuchaya Chataisong of Thailand, Rina Yamana of Japan, Aliona Volkovitskaya of Kazakhstan, and Ada Majewska of Poland. There is Khan, the 23-year-old, born in Kyrgyzstan. Her best 500-meter World Cup result was last season, where she picked up a 14th. Always interesting looking at the different start styles of the skaters. There's a trip on the line. Khan goes down. And since they didn't get to the corner, they will bring that one back. Chataisong looked like she was first into the corner. Unfortunate for her. The neutrals always have a bit of a soft spot for the countries who aren't always up there. And Chataisong been able to hold them off. I'm sure a lot of people would have been cheering for the young 17-year-old from Thailand. I think Khan is okay. They'll take a look at her blades. They're very important to keep the structural integrity of those things. If there's any little chip or anything out of it, that really affects how they feel on the ice. As always, the work crew bringing out the heavy equipment. By that I mean the fire extinguisher to really flash freeze their patchwork. Thanuchaya Chataisong, her best result at 28th place last season. And the instantly recognizable blue mane there of Ada Majewska. The 20-year-old fresh out of the junior ranks, breaking into the Polish senior team. Taking a moment to, I believe, replace Chataisong's blade. Rina Yamana, you just had a look of her, the Japanese skater. Her 24th birthday is coming up next week, December 16th. Quick check of the blades. I think they're good. I'm not sure what that does for aerodynamics from Majewska, but to each their own. 5 skaters, everyone back on the line. Let's try this again. And you hold your breath. And everyone into the corner. Everyone comes out of the corner, albeit a bit slowly. Khan sort of created a bottleneck there in second. That granted Chataisong a bit of a gap at the front. The young 17-year-old trying to get a spot in the quarterfinals. What a boon that would be. But here come the skaters from Kazakhstan. Khan goes up the inside. And she jumps into the front, and now all the skaters go by Chataisong as she tries to stay in the race with Majewska. And there is the bell. And now it's Volkovitskaya in the lead. Khan right behind her. Here comes Yamana from Japan trying to make a late move on the outside at the line. It is going to be Volkovitskaya, I believe. Khan in second, just not able to get there in time. And Volkovitskaya, the 23-year-old former speed skater, now changing things up in short track. And there's that little bit of collision off the line that Chitai-sung, certainly quick off the line. It's given a bit more ice to work with when second through fourth had to slow down a little bit there, but she was only able to hold them off for so long. And in the end, Volkovitskaya with the boot right there. Yamana made it close for second. But in the end, when there's one place available, second just won't cut it this time. There are the results. Aliona Volkovitskaya taking it. Khan, it does get in for second. And Yamana in third. And now we'll move right along to the men 500 meter number 2 repechage semifinals. Same situation, 2 heats, 5 skaters in each. The heat winners will move on. They say the startless Kim Gun-woo of Korea, Lorenzo Previtali of Italy, Andrew Hio of the United States, Davide Ostchemper of Italy, and Maxim Maximov of Bulgaria. And when you're handicapping this one, pretty safe place to start is the man who is leading the Crystal Globe standings at the moment. Even though his medals haven't come in the 500 meters, Kim Gun-woo, quick off the line, taking the lead here. Previtali in second. Hio, the American, in third. Maximov starting to lose a little bit of contact there, trying to get back up with the group. He has a long, long way to go. Kim still holding everybody off as they come up to 1 lap to go. Kim Gun-woo eyeing a spot in the quarterfinals later on this afternoon. Lorenzo Previtali trying to make it close, but Kim Gun-woo gets in front, stays in front. And a race without drama of any sort. You hear the cheer as Ren Ziwei takes the ice for the second repechage 500-meter heat, the home nation support. And I don't think anything was getting a review. And so Kim Gun-woo, about as comfortable as it gets for a 500 meters. And there we go. The big Q next to his name. Previtali second, Hio third. But P1 is the one that matters most. The second heat coming up. The skaters on the ice. Furkan Akar of Turkey. Kazuki Yoshinaga of Japan. Ren Ziwei of China. Tripop Thongam of Thailand. And Radek Fajkus of the Czech Republic. Ziwei certainly has his supporters in the crowd. Akar had a really strong quarterfinal repechage, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Quick off the line is Ren. Akar also right there. Everybody around the corner just fine. It is Ren Ziwei and Furkan Akar 1 and 2 at the moment. Ren, having seen a lot of the issues with the crashes before, just saying, I'm gonna go as fast as I can and you catch me. The 1,000-meter Olympic champion out in front. Akar closing things back up right now with 2 laps to go. Still Ren leading the way. Akar trying to look at the outside. Now up the inside. He's right up on Ren. But look out. Here comes Yoshinaga making a move into second. 3 skaters all in close quarters. Akar, I think, is out of it there. It is Ren. It is Yoshinaga at the line. It's Ren. To sweat just a little bit there at the end, but thumbs up from him, as I think he will be through comfortably to the quarterfinal. important was that? Getting to the corner first. And then getting to pull away. Yoshinaga tried to make it late in that bump there. Really slowed down a car at the decisive moment. And then the reach at the line. Ren staying aware through the entire race, knowing it wasn't over until he crossed that line. Sticks out the skate, takes the race. And we'll see you later on this afternoon. There you are. Ren going on ahead of Yoshinaga and Akar. Drama-free 500 meters repechage semifinals for the men there. And you see the ice resurfacers are out. And a couple more races in this morning session. Coming up in about 12 minutes, the B final of the women's 3,000 meter relay, and then the B final for the men's 5,000 meter relay. Stay with us.
Next, 3,000 meters relay, women final B is coming up next at 12:53.
新鲜、健康、安全、美味。丽华快餐25年
Ice resurfacer, pardon me, making its way off the ice. The lights are back up, and the last two races of the morning session there in Beijing are about to take place. It's relay time. The B finals. Women up first for the 3,000 meters. The men, of course, 5,000 meters. As you will quickly see, it is going to be a relatively empty ice surface. That is because there will be just two teams into the B final here. The Rising Sun of Japan and Kazakhstan. There is the official start list. The medal races will wrap up the afternoon session. It will be Patrick Keenis guiding you through the afternoon today. My name is Gavin Day, and always happy to be calling short track and the more traditional version of the sport. Look at that instantly recognizable kit from Kazakhstan. The teal is what stands out. Hana Takahashi of Japan, the lavender helmet, instantly recognizable, of Yana Khan. We actually just saw her competing a moment ago. Of course, these races, in case there are racers penalized in the A final later on tonight, some of these skaters could jump up onto the podium. Don't say it can't happen, because of course it has and will again. Anything can happen in this sport, as we say time and time and time again. Although it does really make for a different kind of race when it's just head-to-head here. Japan's team, Mide Nakashima, Hana Takahashi, Aoi Watanabe, and Rina Yamana. Kazakhstan is made up of Yana Khan, Olga Tikhonova, Malika Yermak, and Madina Zenbusanova. 25 laps to go. I think Yana Khan thought she was getting an exchange there. It didn't happen. This time she does. Usually every lap and a half. They do adapt on the fly, though. And sometimes we've seen it before where teams like to start at least getting their exchanges on the opposite half lap from all the other teams, although less congestion, less traffic when there are two teams making exchanges. So, and there again, I don't know if that's a dummy move Kazakhstan is doing or if it's just how they set up their exchanges, but it's interesting there so far, where they have their next skater virtually right there. That one looks a little bit more traditional there, as Olga Tikhonova checks into the race. Now they are on alternating half laps, it seems. Tikhonova was down in the boards during the mixed relay yesterday. She was also down today in one of the earlier races. Yana Khan just stalking at the moment as Aoi Watanabe leads the way and then makes the exchange. Pretty quick lap times. Just over 9 seconds right now. We have seen some drift up towards 11 as teams decide to play games, look around instead of just going for it. But when it's head-to-head, They are just seeing who can push who harder right now. 14 laps to go. Japan, they've led from the gun, but no separating these two teams at the moment. Takahashi at the front. And there you go again. Khan looked like she was going to get pushed in, but then waited another half lap or so. And now everybody back in unison there. Watanabe in front. Very little separation. Look at that last stop from Kazakhstan. 8.84 closing right up. Now virtually identical as Malika Yermak on the ice for Kazakhstan. This could come right down to the wire. Whenever there are those races where everybody's scattered all over the ice, it sort of reduces the tension a little bit. It's easier for the skaters, obviously, but there's the move from Kazakhstan as Tikhonova gets into the front, but on the exchange, Japan getting it right back. And Kazakhstan not able to return the favor, but they're pressed right up. Khan right on the back of Takahashi, trying to make a move. Very tight quarters, is able to make that one stick. But Japan on the exchange getting it right back again. Killed a lot of speed coming around that corner. Not able to get into stride. And there is the gun. One more exchange allowed now with 3 laps to go. Looks like it will come up right now for both sides. And that is Malika Yermak for Kazakhstan trying to close the gap with 2 laps to go. Japan with a little bit of breathing room at the front. That could prove to be decisive. Yermak, is she going to run out of ice? She is going to close up a little bit, but is it too little too late? Yes, it is. In fact, Japan takes the B final. Aoi Watanabe crossing the line. Job well done for that side. And now they will be paying attention to the A final in case there are some incidents that result in teams getting penalized. Could result in some very important World Cup ranking points. Neither of these sides have been on the podium so far in World Cup this season. And the men's 5,000 meter B final just moments away. It has Italy, Belgium, Kazakhstan, and Japan. So a little bit more congested out there. The more traditional relay with 4 teams on the ice. Confirmation of the results. Very little separating the two. But Japan coming away the victorious team in that head-to-head B final. And the final race of the morning session. Italy, Belgium, Kazakhstan, and Japan. Natalini there starting for Italy. The rest of the team, Mattia Antonioli, Lorenzo Previtali, Luca Speckenhauser. Belgium has Stan Desmet, Adrian de Wagter, Ward Petre. It's de Wagter on the ice right now, and Wara Van Dam. Kazakhstan has Gleb Ivchenko, Nurtulet Kashgali, Denis Nikisha, and Yerkibulan Shamukhanov. Japan has Dan Iwasa, Shuta Matsuzu, Shomo Sasaki, and Kazuki Yoshinaga. Interesting here, a couple of these sides have been on the podium in World Cup this year. Japan has a bronze from Montreal 1, and Kazakhstan a bronze from Montreal 2. Neither side were obviously able to make it out of their semifinals, which were held yesterday. It's Belgium on the front right now. Everybody making their exchanges at the same time. Ward Petre. We saw him as part of the interesting morning for the Belgian team in their individual races. Several crashes, several delays, particularly in the men's 1,000 meters. De Wagter on the front, Natalini, and the instantly recognizable beard of Dennis Nikisha in third. Now they all make their exchanges. And the down arrow. That's when you know you're looking at Stan de Smet, the leader of the men's Belgian program. Has a silver medal from the 1,500 meters in Montreal weekend 1. As Japan makes a, let's just say, somewhat speculative move up into third. It's not that they really ramped up the tempo there, just sort of slotted into the opening. On the front, Adrien de Wagter of Belgium. De Wagter picked up a yellow card in that repechage semifinal for the men's 1,000 meters. Back on the ice here. To at least finish on a high note. Wara Van Dam on the front for Belgium. Nobody really wanting to take that pole position right now. Japan is up into second, moving ahead of Italy, creeping their way through. Shomu Sasaki on the ice. Now Italy trying to get that second place back. And there's a collision on the exchange. The Italian skater went right into the rear end of the Belgian skater who was in front. That, of course, will get a review. And now it's 3 down at the front as Italy, I believe they tagged up and are continuing on. And it is always dicey on those exchanges with 4 teams in there, no space to go. And so the teams making the exchange, I'm not sure the Belgian skater even really knew what was going on behind him. And there's nowhere to go for the Italian skater. And in the end, he found the rear end of the Belgian and then hit the ice. It will all be reviewed, of course. There is playing catch-up right now, Mattia Antonioli. The pace they're going, never say never. There is still a ways to go, 21 laps in it, and the tempo is not so insurmountable at the moment. We'll see how Italy does it. They are lapping faster than these other teams, although all the other teams just put up a very quick lap. And it has been cleared on the review. The green card in the quarter means no further action will be taken. It is just a racing incident there. Almost every second lap, Belgium, Kazakhstan, and Japan, they put in a quick one to sort of ward off an Italian surge. Italy is still lapping quickly. Inching closer. I'm not sure if pulling off a couple hundredths of a second a lap will get them back into the frame anytime soon with 16 laps to go. But at the moment, Belgium, Kazakhstan, Japan still 1, 2, 3. Looks like Japan is going to do their exchange on the alternate side. Dangerous there, shoved right into the Kazakhstan skater, almost anyway. You almost watched that one in slow motion. Now everybody back on the same half lap. That gifted the Belgians a bit of a cushion now. Coming up with 13 laps to go. And sometimes we've seen what a good exchange can do, moving a team up into position, but then you never know, with so much traffic on the ice, where you might be shoving your teammate. Japan is currently 4th in the World Cup standings in the men's relay. Italy sitting in 5th, and there is a crash out. Japan skater goes down. I think he went down on his own. I don't think that's meriting a review at all, but now Belgium, Kazakhstan, the only two teams left standing. It is coming down to the decisive few moments. It is still Belgium and Kazakhstan 1-2 right now. And Italy up to third. Japan still lapping slowly, 6 laps to go. In front, it is now Kazakhstan. Shamukanov on the front. Coming up to 5 laps to go, you'll hear the final gun indicating one more exchange allowed pretty quickly in a couple laps, or in 1 lap now. And they get their exchanges in now right before the gun. One more to come. It is Nikisha on the front for Kazakhstan. We know what kind of sprint he has within him, trying to just add some momentum to Kazakhstan. There are the final exchanges. Kazakhstan on the front. They are still leading at the bell. One final move around the outside. Oh, and he makes it stick. Fine move there. And a gap, and it is going to be Belgium taking the B final. Right at the death. The final lap there, Desmet. They turn to their workhorse. And he delivers just raw power around the outside, slotting him into first place. And so after a somewhat mixed morning session on the men's side for Belgium, the team ends on a high note, taking the B final in the men's relay. Any win, good for them. There's the incident, and just went right into the back of him. Here it is again, and nowhere to go. That was the result. That was cleared, and so seems wherever there is drama this morning, it has been the Belgians, through no fault of their own in that case. And then, yeah, the Japanese skater going down pretty much on his own. And then that late move, nicely done, slotting in front, Stan Desmet. And that is all she wrote. That wraps up the morning session. I believe it is in I'll wait for confirmation of the clock to go up. I'll stay on with you until we see what time the next session gets up underway. The results will come up here. Belgium, Kazakhstan, Italy, and Japan. No changes to that final order, with Belgium taking the B final. As always, thank you for watching on the ISU YouTube channel, or wherever you are watching anywhere in the world. Always appreciate the viewership.
Thank you for joining us for the ISU World Cup short track.
And they're signing off from the venue. The lights are going off. It will be Patrick Keenis guiding you through the afternoon races, the medal races from Beijing.
1,000 meter women.
As always, my name is Gavin Day. On behalf of the entire ISU crew, thanks again, as always. And we'll just wait to see confirmation of that afternoon session.
1,000 meter men semifinals. 500 meter women
A
semifinals.
lot of speed coming up. The second 500 meters, the 1,000 meters, men's and women's relay finals.
1,000 meter men finals.
Buckle up for the afternoon
500 meter men finals.
as competition wraps up from Beijing and then
5,000 meter
packs up, heads to Seoul for another highly anticipated weekend next week in South Korea. look back at the morning that was. I believe it is in just under 2 hours' time that the afternoon session will get underway. The medal races, you will have the women's and men's 1,000-meter quarterfinals for the 500s, and then, of course, the semifinals, finals, all ending with the women's and the men's relays, as they always do. Once again, Patrick Keenis as the afternoon session. My name is Gavin Day. I'll sign off for now. Goodbye.